Hello everyone, how's it going? Some of you requested me to make a video of me riding my electric bike. So here it is, we are going on a ride. But first, you can see how it looks so different compared to the bike I showed you in my old video. I completely redesigned this whole bike and it's a pretty long story, so let's get to it. Okay, so over a period of several weeks, as I just said, I completely redesigned the whole bike. Basic items like the battery, motor and the controller are the same, but everything else, including the design itself, is completely different. See, the old design, which was done by my friend's cousin, as I told earlier, his cousin, who was an expert in these things, converting normal bicycles to electric. I just could not go on and convert my own bicycle to electric. I didn't have any experience, so I got in touch with my friend's cousin and we discussed the design and everything. He came over and he did the basic part of the conversion. Well, it had flaws that I didn't talk about in the video because they weren't that prominent yet. But as time passed, the flaws became an increasingly painful headache. The first one was weight balancing. You clearly saw how I had a huge box at the back containing the controller, all the wiring, which is fine, but the box also had to accommodate the enormous heavy battery. You see, the battery that was given to us was second-hand with unknown history, which was not only a red flag proving that it could start to degrade rapidly, which sadly it already has, it also meant that the battery was considerably weak. It could never give us adequate performance relative to how big and heavy it was. This bike also has full suspension, which in that case made matters worse. All of this is also why rear-mounted batteries aren't typically a problem in normal e-bikes. They usually don't have full suspension, which means it's a solid frame, they are not this heavy, and of course the physical characteristics of their battery, they just match the actual performance better. So, unsurprisingly, the poor weak little carrier wasn't able to withstand the pressure and every few weeks it would break or crack. Sometimes the box itself would get damaged and it was just a pain. Moving on to the second flaw, which was the back rim. After riding the bike for a while, we noticed how the rear wheel was out of balance, meaning it wasn't perfectly straight and it used to wobble. It later turned out that the rim given to us for the conversion was a local steel rim, which wasn't just out of balance, it was literally bent. I mean, steel rims on bicycles are known to be bent and impossible to balance. Obviously, a wobbling rim caused vibrations and many more problems in a chain reaction. As a result, overall, the bike would break down or introduce new problems every 2 to 3 days. But by then, I knew much more about e-bikes to be able to make a design myself. And of course, with the practical steps, I had huge support from my loving father. First, we got a new high-quality aluminum rim for the back, got the hub motor installed and balanced. Now, even though steel rims are generally stronger than aluminum rims, remember that they get bent and they cannot be balanced. So this was a necessity. Also, don't worry, the aluminum rim we got is actually amazing quality, so it's all good. As for the weight balancing, our battery now sits in a custom-built metal box welded to the middle of the frame, or if you want to call it the front. As a result, the weight wouldn't be so focused on the back, and I was able to make the box much smaller, now that it only had to accommodate the wiring and the controller. Now for the other features. As you can see, this bike is dripping with motorcycle stuff. We got a horn, 3 headlights, fog lights, a proper tail light, turn signals, otherwise, I followed some steps to make the bike nice shiny black. I also used carbon fiber wrap for some spots. We even have rear view mirrors. This bike now looks so good that some people even think I bought this from somewhere. But of course, in reality, this is actually months of hard work. This is now a legit, reliable electric bike, and I hope it stays that way.